morning, people. Big up to all of you. I appreciate you once again finding the time to join the show this particular morning for another Blue Morning Show. Chelsea News slash a question and answers. First, we'll address the items we'll have lined up, and then we'll be ready to address any questions that you may have. But more importantly, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. Thank you once again for finding the time to join the show. Let's get into it without wasting much of your time. We'll talk about Ramsdale. We'll talk about Romeo Lavia, Moises Caicedo, Connie Chukwuemeka, Christopher Nkunku, and even more. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yep, big up once more to all of you. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. I'll be sharing the link in a bit. Let me see what we have here. Santiago Muno, Chelsea need to win first before talking about signing any other player. I think I feel the same too. But more importantly, nice to see you, Santiago Muno. Nkunku is back. I think no, he's not back. And hi to you to NS Sports TV. Nice to see you, brother. Big up to you too, Raphael. All right, what's up to you too, Diggs? BTW7. Always nice to see you, Coach. I correct myself. You actually look like a darker, Romero. Just go away. Can I have the link, please? If you need the link, just hit me up via Twitter. So I'm sure who I'm sending the link to. We've had issues that I don't want to see repeat again. Where somebody joined the panel of one of my friends who are content creators, and then play the sound of an X-rated movie, and the channel got shut down for a while. So if you can reach me out, reach out via Twitter or let's say via Twitter or Instagram, and then I'll send you the link. And because this is your first time, you have to be on camera for at least 1 minute or so. But big up to you too, Coach. I'm back, Santiago. Nice to see you. I appreciate you coming back. I hope you're doing well. Let's see. We'll start addressing the items we have lined up immediately because I want us to get done as soon as possible. I have all the priorities that I have to address also. And I haven't forgotten, we still have to do giveaway of the month, Stay in School giveaway this month. What day? I'm not too sure, but we'll figure that out. More importantly, let's see what else we have here. Big up to you too, JC. I can't complain. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Let's start addressing the items immediately. Constantine Dante, always nice to see you, brother. We have just 10 likes already. We should have more likes, and let's try and get it to 100 at least today. That will go a long way. And Constantine Dante says, "Chipchilla, always nice to see you, brother." Once more, I want to take this opportunity to appreciate you, those of you that watch the show. But for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat. Just know that we value you. You provide great value to the community. And we understand for personal reasons, you're not able to participate in the chat here. But we want you to do us one favor, one tiny bitty favor. Please do take a second to drop a like on the stream. That will go a long way. I would really appreciate that. But thank you more importantly for watching, because you're watching alone does go a long way. So let's start addressing the items we have lined up immediately without wasting too much time. Let's see. Yes, people keep dropping the likes on the stream. People, the likes do go a long way. I think it's this guy here. Correct me. Is that not the one? I'm looking for the particular window. Yes, it's this one. And we have to start with this item here. Let me do this so it looks cleaner. Yep, and this here says that Chelsea are set to be without Romeo Lavia for at least another month after the £58 million signing twisted his ankle in training. In a month, I was thinking he was going to be out until like January. So if he's going to be back in a month, I think we'll have enough. We have good depth in that area of on the pitch that I think would be okay without him if he comes back whenever he comes back. I think it just makes us better. But more importantly, I think we have a good enough players in that area. So yeah, 1 month, that's not far away. I hope to see him back as soon as possible. People are having good conversation there already. So we move to the next item as soon as possible. Before we do that, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We have just 10 likes. Let's get the likes up as soon as we can. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. Let's see. I'm not sure why JC is dropping the numbers here. Uh, Who's asking? Why are you asking such question, Raphael? You shouldn't be asking such question. And I think you got a good answer, the sort of answer I would give you if I were the person you asked that question. But that's by the way. Let's move on to the next item we have lined up. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way, and as I've said already, I think we're okay. We can do without Romeo Lavia. We have good enough depth in that department. That's by the way. I'm gonna move on. Stivosis, you're on the panel. I hope you're okay. I haven't seen you in a while, although you've been active in the group. So that's okay. I understand. We're all busy. But more importantly, I hope you're okay. And the question I have for you is this: I don't think we should be maybe not a question. I don't think we should be too concerned about Romeo Lavia's absence because we have good enough players there who can come in and do good enough job or even better job in his absence. So what do you think?
Uh, Coach, can you hear me?
Yeah, crystal clear.
Oh, perfect. Good afternoon or good
Big
morning.
up to you too, brother.
Yeah. In terms of the question you asked, to be honest, I'm a really big Latvia fan. I'm a really big Latvia fan, but still,
Mm,
regardless of that, I still strongly believe we have enough players to cover that position. But
mm,
I'm of the opinion that the moment Lavia is back, obviously without rushing him in, eventually he's going to break into the starting 11, and he's going to be a very key member of our team because of. I don't know how much you've watched Latvia, coach, but if you
I've
have,
watched him really well. I actually don't see him as a DM just like a lot of people do. I know there's more to his game. But if we're gonna be playing out from the back, I think he's the perfect Kovacic
he's the
replacement
perfect,
because yeah,
he's the
he's a
perfect
hybrid of
one.
eight and six. He can actually he beat the press effectively. So I like him. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's extremely. You just took the words out of my mouth, coach. He's
Mm,
extremely press resistant, and in that kind of position, we need some. For example, when we played against Bournemouth just last week, we had Ugochukwu Leslie playing that position, and it
mm,
wasn't like Leslie was bad. Leslie was actually decent considering it's just his first starts in Premier League and he's 19. But
mm.
if you can imagine Lavia in that position, being able to just take the ball, drop his shoulder, turn around, give a pass, he's kind of like I wouldn't really say like Jorginho, but like he has those similarities, but he's more mobile than Jorginho in terms of moving around the pitch and spraying the passes. So yeah, that's just my opinion in terms of the Latvia situation.
Yeah, I think he's more mobile than Jorginho, and also you could say better in terms of beating the press. Jorginho needs somebody to provide passing lane for him to be able to do
Beat
well
the press, yeah,
in
yeah.
in tight situation. But Romeo Lavia, even when there's no passing lane for him, it finds an effective solution. But I'll come back to you again. There's something I saw here. Somebody saying what is it? I think that's from Constantin Dante. I can't see it on my screen yet, but he's saying that we are in the mud. Do you buy that, or do you think that will be fine? We're just going through a rough patch. What do you think?
Honestly speaking, coach, I
Mm-hmm.
am of the opinion that there's two major problems with Chelsea right now. This is
Mm-hmm.
just my personal opinion. It's not necessarily set in stone. The first major problem which I feel we have is the striker issue. We haven't addressed this for so long. I feel like when you have like an injury or something, and instead of treating it, you kind of like just keep letting it dry out. Like when we were kids, and instead of treating the injury, you would want it to dry out and then you peel it off. That's kind of like how I feel we're going about the striker situation. Instead of solving it when we could have solved it, we wanted to keep dilly dallying. And if we're putting everything into context, coach, you remember Jackson was actually on bench in Villarreal for Gerard Moreno. Moreno is their main starter. The only reason Jackson started playing was because Moreno got injured. And then as soon as Jackson came, he had a hot streak of form. Like his last 9 games or his last 8 games, I think, for Villarreal, he scored 9 goals. So he was literally on form. But then, if we're putting everything into context, this guy was literally the understudy in Villarreal, and we brought him to Chelsea, a bigger club, to make him the main person. It still doesn't make sense to me. Like right at the beginning of the season, when I hadn't really put everything into context, I was one of the biggest Jackson fans, and I'm not still saying um I hate Jackson or anything. Nah, rather, I feel like we need serious competition in that position. Because if Jackson's only competition is Breuer, who isn't even fit and who wouldn't probably be playing his best football, even if he's coming back in October, he probably won't be playing his best football till, let's say, December, when he's fully fit. Are we going to keep managing and we have no choice, to be fair, because transfer window is closed up until January. So
Mhm.
that's my opinion in terms of the striker situation. And then the second issue, which I feel we have, but it's not. I feel like it's not so much of an issue. It's more of because of circumstances. It's our coach. Honestly, I'm still a big Poch fan. I'm still Poch in. I'm not gonna say Poch out until at least probably the end of the season. So I'm still a big Poch fan, but I'm starting to notice things which personally I don't like. And sometimes on your group chats, when I just give my personal opinion, everyone gets to me and it's all everyone is all misunderstanding. Like I'm trying to bash the or be pessimistic. I'm just giving a critical opinion, and I don't see the crime in doing that as a fan. If something isn't working, I would say it's not working. And in terms of the Poch, where I have issues with Poch, I feel like Poch doesn't have enough balls, coach. I feel like Poch loves to play it safe a lot. And as a Chelsea fan, having come out from the Potter and Lampard era where people were playing it safe, like I wanted the manager with balls. And which is why I feel like it's not too late. Maybe Poch will start showing that later on in the season. But I just feel like he's not confident enough to try and gamble. He would rather stick to what he feels like is semi-working. I won't even say it's fully working, it's
Mhm.
semi-working because the results are not even showing, but he would rather stick to that rather than wanting to try something different, which can bring a different result, but you would never know until you try it. He kept on playing Chilwell in the left wing for the longest. Everybody was crying for him to change that. Eventually, he did with Mudrik, and then he goes into the presser to start blasting Mudrik, saying Mudrik needs time to get used to the Premier League, blah blah blah. So indirectly, he's telling us he's going back to the Chilwell, whatever next week or this weekend. So it's
Let's
just
see what happens. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so it's just a trait which I've noticed, which honestly I don't like. Without meaning to compare, when you see managers like De Zerbi, De Zerbi played against United with Brighton and had 6 normal starters on bench, not because of injury, but mainly because they came back from internationals. People were not fit, hadn't trained enough, blah blah blah, and they still beat
Mhm.
United at Old Trafford 3-1. They trashed them. So if you don't take the risks, you're not going to. And another thing which I've noticed about Poch as well, but I feel like it might be a bit premature. But then I would still like to raise it is the fact that I feel like Poch. There's 2 things which I've noticed. I feel like Poch honestly did not have a backup plan in terms of our attack, and everything was so reliant on Nkunku, which, in my opinion, is a red flag. Nkunku is a good player, blah, 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 all of that. But then, if we're keeping it a buck, if we're being honest with ourselves, coach, we haven't seen Nkunku play in Premier League. People come from Germany who are so called very good players, have issues acclimatizing. We are all seeing what's going on with Jordan Sancho. Obviously, there's exceptions to the rule like Haaland, like De Bruyne, and we all hope Nkunku will also be an exception to that. But right now, we haven't seen it. So how can you be putting all your eggs in that basket? Because the moment Nkunku got injured, coach, there was no. It just looked like everybody's running helter skelter. But in my opinion, when you have a team of 23, and in a situation where we even have more than 25 players, why the hell can't you coach everyone? Even with the starting lineup thing, I feel like one of the reasons why Poch is a bit is loves playing it safe is maybe he doesn't trust certain people in the squad, or maybe he doesn't feel like they're not ready or whatnot, or whatever the case may be. But I just feel like it just feels like there's a certain group of people who are constantly being trained, and there's a certain group of people who are not being trained as much. And when you're training the guys who are not being trained as much, is so evident. But in football, everyone is supposed to be ready to come in and to come in and make a difference. It shouldn't be just a set of, maybe if you're training maybe just 15 players, that's the starting 11 and 5 players, and those 15 players are the ones you're going to keep recycling throughout the whole season. Nah, it don't work that way. You have to train 24 players have to be ready to come in at any time and play as good. But it doesn't
All right.
feel like that with Chelsea.
All right, we get back to the items we have lined up, but I think you make some point. But I disagree with you in some aspect. But we that's a fight for another day. Ramsdale, we'll get back. We'll start by talking about whether we do need Ramsdale, or whether everything we're hearing out there with regards to us being interested in signing him are all just absolute nonsense. And I think that's the case. Watch your Twitter account. I've shared that in the chat there. If you're paying attention, you should see it there. Get it in, hop on, join us here, and to let us know what you think. Did you guys see that video about our attacking system? I haven't. I think Steve did share that in the group, and I'll check it out later. Hi, coach. Today is the day the Champions League group stage begins. So starting with Milan versus Newcastle United tonight. Okay, I wouldn't miss that one because I will not be streaming on the other channel. Still recruiting panelists, and I don't think I have enough yet. And no good plan. I get it. My in-laws are back. I'd have more time, but I didn't plan for it. Patrick, one point, hi to you too. I hope you're doing well. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Coach, how do you think Newcastle would do in the Champions League? I think it would be more, you can say more of them being getting reacquainted with how to play in Europe, in my opinion. But let's see. I can't predict how well they will do. I blame Gallagher for the Lavia injury. Sorry, but he makes a very good scapegoat. Big up to you too, the blue tip again. Much love to you, Coach. Our football club needs a deliverance. Maybe that's what it needs, because we're creating good enough chances and not putting them away. Maybe we do need deliverance, but we'll see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. How many likes? 12 likes. Or we should be doing better than that. We're 26 minutes into the show, and 12 likes isn't enough. Also playing in the Champions League tonight, Man City versus Red Star Belgrade, and Feyenoord versus Celtic. Thank you for that update. I appreciate that. Let's see if there's anything else I ought to address here. Otherwise, I'm going to skip quite a lot. I didn't think you can resist doing all the games score updates. You're talking about patches. That's his thing. He enjoys doing that. Daniel Levy collected Pochettino's whatever you mentioned there and put them in a jar or on his office shelf and never gave them back. I think you're going to be disappointed. I still think the man does well, and that's something I have to debate with Steve another day, because we don't have too much time today, and we have some items lined up to address. You agree with him? His name is Steve-O, one of our panelists here, but always busy. But I'm glad he's found time to join us today. So Steve, a lot of people in the chat agreeing with you. Let's see what else we have here, Coach. Are you going to watch the Champions? I will not miss it. The only thing I thought maybe you'd be asking me whether I'm going to do a watch along. I don't think I would do today because I didn't plan for it. And if you're paying attention, you that is asked for my Twitter handle, there you go. You have it there on the screen. You can go send me a message. I'll see it and I'll share the link to the panel with you. Yes, who's this guy? Yep, they love you, Steve. Big up to you too, Eugene. Appreciate you joining. Anybody else that I haven't said hello to here? And I have my bro, Rick Blue, in the chat. I appreciate you joining. Chelsea will not kill me. No, violate you. They're not going to kill me, Matthew. But I have hope. I have hope. I have to be serious. Imagine we buy Tonelli and Paquita instead of Caseda. I'm not going to go into talking about who we could have bought and didn't buy, I don't think it's helpful. Honestly, I'm just going to focus on what we have because no matter what I think or how bad I feel about the signings, players we should have signed and didn't sign them, it will not change anything. So I'm focused on saying, okay, how can we solve the issues we're having right now? I don't think the midfield is our problem, honestly. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. Coach, why did Nightbot a timeout? Eugene probably use emojis. He's not a mod. Probably use more than one emoji. Watching Chelsea now is becoming a problem. It gives us a headache. Yeah, heartbreak and all that. Whatever you can come up with. Yep, they're back, so it's gonna make everything easier for me. Yep, the boys can always stay with them while I try to host a show, but that doesn't mean every now and then they're not gonna come and try to break down my studio door because sometimes they would like to bring some cases to me. Yeah, as the chief judge, maybe. Paquita Tonelli, Enzo will be crazy midfield and for less money. Yeah, maybe if you're saying for less money, yeah, but we don't need to keep looking back and beating ourselves off for not signing them. Arsenal and Chelsea among clubs eyeing January transfer for Brentford, a star Ivan Toney, and rumors are they were already laying the groundwork necessary to sign him in January. But we'll see. His preference matters, and he said that he's a Liverpool fan, and rumors are that he prefers going to Arsenal because Liverpool are interested in signing him. Hello to you too, Chama. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Always nice to see you. Big up to you too, Mason Gotte. And Chama is saying good morning. Good morning to you too, Chama. I already say hello to you. These owners don't belong to CFC. They need to go right now. They're killing CFC. Enough is enough. I think you have to move on beyond blaming the owners. We have the structure, the right structure in place. I think we'll get it right. Maybe not right now, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be a long season, but I don't think it will be as long as the last season. I think we would do better this season. And if you actually um, again, if you came into this season expecting Chelsea to be firing on all cylinders immediately, you're making a big mistake. We are talking about what you could call an entirely new team, honestly. So I wasn't expecting us to be perfect immediately. I knew it would take time. How long it would take, I honestly do not know. This key, Leslie Wichko looks better than Lavia and Casado. Wow, some argument right there. Do I think it's good? Yeah, but I think I need time to compare them to come to that conclusion with regards to which of the three players is better than the other. But what I know is that I think he reads the game quite well. More importantly, this last game, even when he isn't busy, when he isn't putting in the tackles, you see him occupying spaces that will make things difficult for the opposition players. My opinion. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 16 likes. We should be doing better than that. Let's try and get it to 100 likes today. Big up to you all in here. I appreciate you joining. That's my brother from another mother, Almighty Blues FC. If you haven't, please go check out his YouTube channel and be sure to subscribe. Always nice to see you, brother. I appreciate you. Beautiful Game is spending a lot of time on certain channels, and I listened to one yesterday. The funniest panelist started by saying that he was there to listen to others, but then went on a 1 hour rant. Wow. Potts just giving out armband for fun. Maybe it may well not be his decision. I don't know. But the least of my concerns now is who captains the team. Honestly, I don't care who. I just want us to start winning games. I just want us to find solutions to the issues we're having. And my bro here is saying, let's get it past 50 likes, fam, as soon as possible. We're capable of doing that. We had 40 plus people watching. I know things are slow right now. A lot of people are disinterested, yeah, but we can still get it to at least 100 by the time the show ends. Chelsea in the mud and United in the mud too. So we say the same back to you. This is some funny channel. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's see. And Santiago is saying it's not for Judge yet. It's just Bournemouth. They are. Okay, let's see. Coach Levi, Levi or who? Daniel Levy was smart to knock back Poch. Finally, Poch has a terrible eye for talent. Luckily, Spurs made Poch develop their own players. I think this is too early, really, in my opinion. It's that time of the year, Jerry. Always nice to see you, UEFA Champions League night. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Ten Hag out. Yeah, tell Rashi. Yep. Let's see what else we have here. Anything else? Nothing else to address it. So we'll move on to the next item we have lined up. And please keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes still go a long way. Have this one here. Carney Chicken are both doing solo training sessions with ball work. They will slowly be reintegrated. Hopeful of a return in the coming weeks. I'm not just concerned about Reece James alone. I think I'm concerned too about Carney Chukwuemeka because this is not the first time he's gotten injured. Under Porter, there were occasions where we were expecting him to start games, and the manager himself did say something that implies that he was going to give him an opportunity, and then boom, he got injured. I think 3 occasions on the Porter, and now he's gotten injured also on the Mauricio Pochettino. I'm concerned until proven otherwise, but I'm concerned about Carney Chukwuemeka too. His injury record is concerning to me. I don't know if you have anything to say with regards to that, Steve, if you're still there.
I've not necessarily really paid so much attention to Kani's injury record, to be honest. But that's honestly because of the fact that you know how when you consider players in the squad, how you look at someone like a rotation player, someone like a squad player, someone like an important player, someone as a key player. I don't consider him as a key player for us. So I've never necessarily been too bothered about his injury, about him being injury prone compared to someone like a Reece James, who, if that was what we're talking about, yeah, definitely, because Reece is very key to us. So, but we can't. I feel like with Chelsea and with what we should be regarding ourselves as normally, we should have enough cover to cover Kani, and we should have enough players who can take the position and even make it their own with time. But if we don't have that right now, honestly speaking, that is where my issue with the coaching comes in. The stuff which I said about coaching a certain group of players and not coaching a certain group of players. So, but I've not really been too bothered about Kani's injury record because, like I said, I don't feel like Kani is a game changer for us.
No,
Honestly
beyond
speaking,
his
that's just my.
importance, if the manager likes him, because it seems as if he likes him and wouldn't mind. You could say it looks like because he called him an important player, a player something that implies that he sees him as a starter. But beyond that, if we're going to have him occupy his space on the list of players we have at the club, then I think, yeah, I'm concerned given how many times he's got injured since he joined us. But that's just my opinion. But you go ahead.
I remember when Poch said what you said in terms of Kani being an important player and all of that. But me just thinking about it, like based off the squad list, and if everyone is fit, coach, Kani won't be starting for us. If Caicedo, Lavia, Nkunku, everybody is fit, Kani is not going to be starting. So that's just how I look at it. But obviously, right now everyone's not fit, so you could say he's an important player when everyone's not fit. Which, if that's the situation, I get it. But if everyone's fit, I'm not losing any sleep over Kani, to be honest.
Well, I get your point, but let's see. It's not a worry for you for that reason. Ugochukwu played well, but Lavia hasn't played at all. Casado is also not a sitting DM. That's something I've been saying for a while, even before we signed them. I've said Casado to me is more of you can say a
Box to
hybrid,
box.
yeah, box to box midfielder. But I see Lavia playing quite a lot because since we like to play out from the back and he's good at beating the press. I think he starts centrally if we're going to play with a midfield 3. But yeah, the only traditional DM we have right now within our ranks is just Leslie Ugochukwu. And that may well be the reason why the manager decided to keep him over the likes of Andreas
Andre
Santos
Santos.
and Cesare Quesade, the Italian kid. But let's move on. What else do we have here? All purchase decisions are questionable. At this point, you have every right to do that. We have 5 good players, but Yashile, Gusto, Reese, Enzo, and Nkunku, and that's it for you. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 22 likes. We're doing better. Let's try and get it to 100 as soon as possible. Did you guys see a football meta video on why Chelsea cannot unlock teams? I haven't seen it, and I think I have to see it. I don't know if that's the same video that Steve shared in the group. It's mediocrity, said Adebayo Markunju. It's mediocrity when all we hear is about players, players rehabilitation, NPR. It's simply a disaster. Um, Here's the thing. We have a problem, but given your comment, if we're talking about uh, 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 then it's not mediocrity. It's an issue that's not really what you can say the level how good the players are, but an issue you can say beyond uh, control, in my opinion. But nice to see you again. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well. Yet, but having Mount injured unfortunately improves the team. Let's see. Jersey says that Pochettino is a great coach. Insists. Let me see. I insist of fans to stay calm. Chelsea will finish in the top 4, just as thunderstorm and turbulence at the start. Bad luck, injuries. Hold on. Quite. You can say if you want to start making excuses, there are a lot of stuff that you can mention, and rightfully so. If you're talking about injury, the number of players we have out, yeah, it's a concern, and it doesn't help. Even though I think we should be doing better than we've done. The injury list is a huge concern. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go longer. What the hell is Ramsdale? It is so obvious that we are now a scattergun club. Everything just reeks of mediocrity. Here's the thing: the Ramsdale tour may well be just rumors at this point. Honestly, I don't believe it. It's just because Ateta benched him for 1 game, and yeah, the media to them it's an opportunity. You can say to push some narratives that will get people click through whatever they have out there and read or maybe watch. In my opinion, let's see. Here says Carney isn't necessarily a key player, but he was the standing player for Nkunku, and he did well. And you can say in his absence, we've been struggling to find a player who's capable of fulfilling that role for us. In my opinion, Pochettino would take a Chelsea to the UEFA Champions League spot. Just watch. I'm not too concerned about that, really. Just want us to find a solution to the issues we're suffering right now. And Mitchell Boy is in the house. Nice to see you, Mitchell. I hope you're doing well. And if you're watching, if you haven't, go check out Mitchell Boy's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. A nice guy there. I appreciate you finding the time to join us this morning. Let's see. I hope you will be brave enough to come here and face us around Christmas, Mr. Trashy. United are actually in a much bigger trouble, in my opinion, of the way from what I've seen. But I'm not going to get into that. Let me come back to you, Steve. Let's talk about the rumors linking us with a move for Aaron Ramsdale. I don't believe it one bit. I think, as I've explained, it's just the media. They see an opportunity to construct and you can say solve the people with a narrative that is believable. The fact that Ateta benched him, and they're doing that, and people are you can say believing it. For me, I don't. But what do you think,
Coach? Like you rightfully said, I'm of the opinion that it's just media, it's just propaganda. They're just pushing an agenda. And it's so sad that Chelsea has become the club that when the media want to push an agenda for a player, they just come to us. I don't know if you remember throughout summer, there was, even as far back as during Tuchel time, there was a time the media kept on heavily pushing Harry Maguire to Chelsea agenda. I'm very sure you remember that. Harry Maguire to Chelsea. I was like, at first when I saw it, I was like, what the hell? And then it took me time to realize this is just agenda. So, like you rightfully said, I feel like there's no substance to that information. Yeah, if anything, I've seen other stuff saying that we're looking at keepers. I've seen stuff saying we're looking at Mike Mignon in AC Milan, which I'm very sure you've probably seen that as well. I've seen stuff saying about Diego Diego Costa, the one in Porto. I'm
Mhm.
guessing you've seen that as
Diego
well.
Costa,
Those
the
are,
Portuguese international.
yeah, the Portuguese guy. Yeah, those are more meaningful, whatever. But even with those ones, it's still a bit unlikely just because I feel like Poch is going to give Petrovic his chance.
And he's a
That's if
good
a,
goalkeeper.
yeah, he's a very good goalkeeper. I feel like Petrovic should be starting ahead of Sanchez, but that's just my personal opinion. Um, so yeah, I feel like Poch is going to give goalkeepers their chance. And if anything, I don't think Chelsea is going to go in for a keeper until next year. I don't see us going for a keeper in January. Right? In January, if we're going for any player, I feel like it's probably the striking position we'll be trying to solve in January and not keepers. So that's my opinion on that.
Yeah, and I don't think I don't. I think it's just absolute nonsense, honestly. Why are we hyping up Lavia? The kid has done absolutely nothing of note at top flight football. Just like we hype our offensive players, Broya and Nkunku are required now. I don't think we've hyped him today. We just talked about his ability on the ball, and yeah, but yeah, let's.
I don't think whoever said that, I doubt that they watch Latvia and Southampton. I'm not even hyping Latvia or going crazy, but honestly speaking, if you watched Southampton last season and you have that opinion, I don't know if you even watched Southampton because Latvia was their best player. Latvia played better than Ward Prowse, who was their captain, and that was his first season in the Premier League. So that says a lot for itself.
Yeah, Heston. This one is funny, really. I definitely I think I know what you're talking about. Some players do that. It's just not. It has nothing to do with the size of the shot. He says, "Please, can someone inform Nike to measure Nicholas Jackson's shots? It's always an eyesore when he rolls it up and plays rubbish all game. Here's the thing. I think even if he gets if the length gets to his knee, he still roll it up. It's just a habit. I know a lot of players that do that. Honestly, um, um, uh, Steve, I'm going to meet you in a bit because I'm going to meet you until you're ready to speak. We're getting the feedback from your end, if you don't mind. This says that Chelsea hasn't been subjected to clear domination by any particular team. The issue is that other teams have overwhelmed Chelsea with their attacks. I'm not sure what to make of that particular comment there. Rather, it's a straightforward matter of a Chelsea struggle to score goals. It's possible that Jackson may not be performing at his best, and it's taking us some time to adjust. I think maybe he needs a competition. Maybe we need to see Breuer come in and score a few goals, then push him. And he will find you can say he will look himself in the mirror and knows he and realize he needs to do better. Or no, keep him. Enjoy Onana. You were happy that you guys signed him. You say because we were interested in signing him too. You will not get a job in any technical area. You're making a conclusion basis on a small sample size of 5 games. Wow. I don't know how what that has to do with anybody getting a job. Let's see anything else. This says haven't seen Clinton. He's all good. I think he's good. I think he was here the last show. He was here yesterday or 2 days ago, and I'll reach out. But thank you for mentioning him. Glenn has been here. You're the one that we haven't seen. You've been patchy. Your participation has been patchy. But that's by the way. I think I'll reach out to see how he's doing. We have 24 likes of people. We kind of slow today, but let's get the likes up. Let's get it to at least 100 by the time the show ends. So we move to the next news item we have lined up here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. So let's see. Hopefully, Rich James comes back and stays fit. But that's just wishful thinking. Until proven otherwise, I think he will play for a bit and then gets injured again. Then maybe that will lead to the club to decide, you know what, we want to cash in on this guy. But I don't think Real Madrid will see how often he gets injured and would want to buy him. I think we're going to keep him. Hopefully, we find a permanent solution to the reoccurring injuries. I don't know whether they differ or whether it's the same injury that comes back again, but it's concerning, really, as good as he is. Right, Christopher Nkunku and Wesley Fofana remain out of longer term. Nkunku hopes to return in December, But Fofana could be out for the rest of the season. Fofana definitely, we're not going to see him until next season because by the time he recovers, I think we'll be edging closer to the end of the season, and probably the club wouldn't want to risk it, in my opinion. So yeah, don't I don't think we'd see Fofana play any game this season. It's impossible. Um, let's see what else we have here. We have saying, Coach, you still haven't watched my boy. I haven't, a Vetlin. I haven't watched him, but I would do. And once I do, then I'll be able to present a solid argument whether I think we should look to sign him. But I don't think we'll be signing too many players in the near future. We're loaded. A lot of the players are out on loan, and probably if they get to play good enough games to show how good they can be, if they come back, I'd see the owners bringing them back and rather than signing players. But we'll see. Let's see what happens. Me, Patchy coach, look who's stuck. I know you come back at me with something, given what I just said about that, coach. I intended that message for Trashy. I know, but I didn't just want to get involved. I see has already made conclusion about how our season will unfold, suggesting that Poch will be sacked around the Christmas based on just a 5 game sample. They're not going to sack him. I'm quite sure the owners know fully well that whatever we're going through right now isn't entirely of Poch's doing. They know we have a structure in place. We have the footballing people in place that will let them know no, it's not entirely the manager's fault. Has it been perfect? I'd say no, but I think he's the right man for the job. Who else can we go for? Don't know him. Let's see what else we have here. Good morning to you too, a lot of people. Meso late. Like I said, you can always give me a call whenever you can, bro. Much love to you. And one day people will get to know about your YouTube channel too, and we'll get there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with how many likes do we have now? I think we should be doing better than 24 likes. I get it. Things are slow right now. People are disinterested. Yeah, nothing you can say that nothing's that interesting to Chelsea fans, but let's get the likes up, people. Come on, we can't be stuck at 26 likes, and we even have 32 people watching right now, so we should be doing better than that. To me, nothing here, nothing that serious to look at here, but we'll move on to the next item as soon as possible. The most significant issue I've observed is how the recruitment process fell short of the optimal level. It would have been beneficial to sign a couple of experienced, unproven players. I'm quite sure we didn't do that because the manager said, "Yeah, we can do what we have." Because we had the opportunity to sign Vlahovic, and we were told that the manager wasn't too keen. Yeah, about the club signing Vlahovic. So to me, I think he's looked at what we have and felt like, yeah, we have good enough players, and we can, you can say, nurture them to become even better. And he even, I'm sure you've heard him say, yeah, we're going for the league. He's still saying we'll make top four, and I believe that. But here's the thing: I don't think I think we have a good enough squad in my opinion, but I just want to move on from that. That's a discussion for another day. Ladi Pupo Mesola says, knowing that Chelsea turned down Madison as too old makes me feel bad. How are you sure that happened really? How are you sure? But I remember some of us on this particular show were urging the club to go try and sign him after Leicester City were relegated. But it looked maybe for some reason we weren't interested, and I don't know why. And honestly, I've decided to move on and focus on looking at the issues we're having right now and try to say, okay, try to find a solution of which whatever I think the solution will be applied. Remain I don't think so. It's just me as a fan looking at the situation and you can say and trying to find a solution to the issues I believe we're having. It's an opinion overall. JC, it's not just Rashi the way it's going. Yeah, exactly. Did anyone watch Cho's goal? It was a delicious goal. How come some player don't perform at CFC? I wouldn't go to the extent of saying that Cho did not perform at CFC. On the what's his name, Thomas Tuchel, Cho was actually doing well. I think Cho wanted to leave because he felt like because he wanted to be playing in a more advanced role. Because every time Thomas Tuchel played him, he played him in the wing back position, and he didn't like that. And he started, to me, even before he left, he started seeing more game time at the time, but he wanted to leave. And at Bayer Leverkusen, it didn't work out for him. Maybe they had a better player, maybe because he wasn't their player, and they didn't want to waste time on him. They had other players. They had players within their ranks that they want to develop, then give him more game time. I don't think anybody can argue he was bad for us. It's just a Chelsea fan base being Chelsea fans being Chelsea fans. He didn't play that much at the time, and they wanted to see the same Cho they were seeing during his academy days, so flashy and not a team player. And this is how I tried to explain it at the time. As Cho matures, he'd become less and less that flashy player, the sort of player he was during his academy days. He plays more for the team than being an individual player, and most people didn't realize that. He played well under Thomas Tuchel, in my opinion. I know people think otherwise, but he did really well, created good chances. I know he didn't score too many, missed a few chances, you could say on 2-3 occasions, but people, you could say, started judging him for that, judging him because he missed a goal. I think one was against Manchester United, and we ended up drawing the game or maybe losing. I can't quite remember. But to me, it just doesn't make sense. I never at any time agreed that he's a bad player. I agreed that it didn't work out for him at Chelsea. No, I think he wanted to leave. Let me just leave it at that. But that's just my opinion anyway. We'll move on from that. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, we're just 4 players away from competing for the league. Sign a top striker, 2 potent wingers, and a creative attacking midfielder. Our defensive department is good. It's good to go, irrespective of the players we have out. I think I agree with you. Do I think we'll sign another attacker? I think maybe yes. An attacking midfielder. I'm not too sure what the club wants to do, honestly. At this point, I'll just wait and see what happens. But I've always been telling people that signing a number 9 and defensive midfielders, as they were calling at the time, won't be enough to solve our problem. That we need an attacking midfielder that will help us create more chances from the central area of the pitch, so that we can diversify the chances we create even more. I get it. Enzo is capable of creating clear-cut chances from the central area, but he operates from a deeper position. So we need somebody closer to the final third, like in an 8 or maybe a 10, capable of producing double digits in terms of assists by the time the season ends. And I said that 1,000 times, but people weren't paying attention, and now they're realizing, even as we have number 9, you could say an acceptable number 9 maybe at this point, given how things are going. We're not creating good enough chances for him, in my opinion. But we move on from that. And Jersey says the upcoming matches against Aston Villa and Brighton should provide us with more opportunities to create chances and score. It's possible that the issue lies in facing low block defensive setups. Part of it, but I'd say I've always known, given again Chelsea in recent years, we seem to do well against the big boys and struggle against mid-table and bottom-table teams. And I think those games that people think those teams that people think we're gonna struggle against, we end up doing well against them. That's just my opinion. But we have a few days to start seeing how that pans out. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Fabrizio Romano has been found to make mistakes. He's not perfect. He's saying a list of players refused by CFC is just abstract video. That list might have 1,000 of players, 1,000s of players. Okay, like thousands of players. Coach, our young players don't play well because we don't mix it up properly with experienced players. Here's the thing. I'm not. I really do. Again, I don't think we have. I think we have experienced players, but it's because people use experience and age interchangeably. Usually, they don't take the time to pay attention to the squad we have, even as young as they are. I think we have some of them have garnered enough experience to say I don't think experience is our biggest issue right now. Would I have loved us to sign more experienced players? I would say yes, but to me, lack of experience isn't a problem at this point, honestly. But I understand where you're coming from. Let's see what else we have here. Nice to see you. Pencil Art. Is that Molestain or Mollet? Molestain. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Let's see what else we have here. I think Cho started well at Bayer Leverkusen as well, but then went on that timid runs and was benched for the second half of the season, unfortunately. But at Chelsea, I don't agree that he didn't do well at Chelsea. Cho had over 7 assists during Lampard's first tenure at Chelsea. And for me, he did well enough under Thomas Tuchel, in my opinion. Bench Thiago Silva next game if Badeshila is back. I wouldn't mind us doing that and start giving the young players a chance, because yeah, we should be ready to play. To You can say, to move on from Thiago Silva. That's not me saying he's a bad player. He's still one of our best players. Don't get me wrong. But if you want to, you can just remember when we had Petr Cech, we had to bench him to start Thibaut Courtois, because we had to start planning for the future at the point at the time. Good morning to you too, Phil. Ivan is another mid-table player. We don't need him at Chelsea. It's not up to me, but let's see what the club does. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 30 likes, appreciate that. Let's see if we can get it to 100 by the time the show ends. Coach David Washington is good with the ball, but he's a terrible finisher, worse than Kolomoani and Lukaku combined. Wow. That is some argument right there. Lukaku and Moani bad finishes. I'm not sure. I want to get into that argument. Palmer can play that 10 now. Hopefully, Poch puts him there. I hope he does that. Coach, imagine Gallagher playing with Brozovic or Tonelli. I think he'd have played well with them, maybe. But we don't know now. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. How many players we signed? We signed played over 100 games in big leagues. That is inexperience of most of our players. Okay, if that's how you want to see, you go ahead. Um, Big up to you too, Chelsea, all the way. I appreciate you joining. A lot of people, Mesola says, one thing I don't believe is that we must assign an expensive striker. It's not about the worth of the player. It's about the determination of the player to succeed. Let me just remix that a bit for you. This is our kids. These are kids that cannot still shoot off for the top. Wow. Can still, so to speak, can still shoot for the top. He's always yeah, these kids are raw. Most of them are. Or who's always raw? I'm not sure who you're mentioning. Gallagher, I think. The substantial booing of Chilwell at the end of the game raises concern. Why are the fans making this transition so challenging for the players? What positive impact does this have, coach? Here's the thing. If professionals shouldn't be, as much as I know, it doesn't help for fans to behave in that manner. I think players should be able to deal with it. It's up to the players now to up their game. You can say secure some positive results here and there, and change the mindset of the fans. That's just the only solution. I don't think it changes any. The fans will change their behavior by us just preaching that it's not okay to boo your players. I don't think it will have any. It will have, you could say, a considerable effect. They were booing the team not too well. I think I've seen some arguments that some are saying they were booing Cho, or some are saying they were booing the performance, and now I'm hearing they were booing the team. Even worse, let's see, in Poch, Roberto De Zerbi has a 13 million release clause in his contract, valid in the summer. Why are we going to the extent of looking at the possibility of the manager getting sacked and who comes in to replace him? I'm not going to get into that, but you're entitled to your opinion, sir. But I'm not going to get to the extent of thinking that. Here's the tip for the chat. Whenever Kachila says, "Wow," he's saying he's saying that I would tap in that, but assist is technically malfunctioning. But Kachila, being a good striker, can tap in rough pass in rough can tap in rough passes. Wow. Thank you for saying that, Coach. Who would you take, Sosa or Miguel? Um, Here's then. I'd rather keep if we're gonna play Chilwell in the left back position, or even wing back position. I'd take him over Sosa. Sosa is unproven. Yeah, in the Premier League. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're talking about, what's his first name again? Bonasosa. plays in the Bundesliga. Am I mixing things up? I don't think I am. Can you make the question harder, Raphael? Maybe he should try. Let's see what else we have. You keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's see the next item we have lined up here and move on, and then we'll try again get taking questions from the people here. And Steve, I know you're still there. If you see anything you feel like you have a you have to contribute to that particular topic, feel free to come in and talk. I just had to meet you because we were getting the feedback from your end. Is optimistic he will be fit to face Aston Villa. However, Romeo Lavia is set to be sidelined for at least another month. I think we've talked about that. No need to still dwell on it. We'll move on to the next item here. This one says Marco Correa trained alone on Monday with a fitness coach, despite it being the team's day off. He missed the draw against Bournemouth with a fever, said Mauricio Pochettino. Okay, I hope he's fine because I'd like us to give him some game time. I think that's a good player in him. If we're going to play with the back three, I'd like to see him in the wing back position because yeah, I think he's a good player. I get it. His deficiency is quite glaring in my opinion because yeah, but we move on from that. I hope again. I hope he regains his fitness and ready to go to help the team achieve a good result whenever he's called upon. And then we move on to this one here. I think let's talk about this, Steve. If you're there, this is from Simon Phillips, quoting Zono Markin. What is clear from Chelsea? What is clear from watching Chelsea? Defense is solid. Midfield probably needs a couple of tweaks, not change of personnel, but tweaks. Attackers are on the same wavelength and are just lacking details. Yeah, putting away chances. Everyone wants a Chelsea to be in crisis, but it seems fairly clear that they are not. No, we're not in crisis. I would not go to the extent of saying that we're in crisis. We have problems, but the truth remains, I think the manager, he can find solutions to those problems that are obvious right now. But unfortunately, some content creators they are running with the narrative that Chelsea are in crisis. Are we in crisis? No, we're not in crisis. If you think objectively, these things are very common with teams when you make too many changes. We're practically playing with an entirely new team, so there's nothing new there. It will be a long season. How long, I don't know, but I don't think it will be as long as last season, just like IBZ predicted. But I think we do better than a lot of people expect us to do. How well, I can go to the extent of saying, because I understand that this team is a work in progress, but this team has some. This team does have a great potential, in my opinion. Yeah, let's see what else we have here. Jersey is saying we will have the opportunity to test whether whether pod, go ahead now. I'm getting
Coach, can you hear me?
yeah.
Okay. In regards to what Zonal Markin said, I agree as well. But the only thing I don't agree to is what he said about attackers on the same wavelength. I don't agree with that in any way. I feel the defense is solid. I feel the midfield when everyone is back, which is not even a lot of people. I'm without Lavia being back. I'm just talking with Caicedo being fit, Ugochukwu being fit, Enzo being fit, Gallagher being fit. That's calm. When Lavia comes back, all the better. And if you want to even throw in Kani into the midfield or consider him as a winger, no problem. But in terms of the attack, I feel like our attack is our weakness right now. So for him to be saying the attackers are on the same wavelength, that is, in my opinion, far from the truth. But yeah, that was just all I had to add to that.
All right, I'm gonna be sure because we're getting feedback from your end. Uh, in terms of him saying the attackers are on the same wavelength, I think for me, how I see it, how I interpret that comment is that the attackers are getting they're getting at the end of the chances we're creating. And the term used here, where is it? The detail, in my opinion, refers to the fact that the only thing we haven't done is put away the chances we're creating. That's how I interpret it. To me, I think it makes sense. Even if you think the attackers are, again, we only have a problem, only have issues in the attacking area, and you think the attackers are the reasons, one of the reasons why we're not doing well, you can still say, yeah, the only thing that's left is just, where's that part of that sentence? Um, Solid midfield attackers are on the same wavelength and are just lacking small details. I believe this. Why do I believe that? Because we're getting at the end of the chances that are being created, but they're not just putting it away. Do I think we should be creating more, twice as much as the chances we're creating? I think so. But I think this whole comment, in my opinion, it does make sense to me. And he says, and this part I like also, where he says that everyone wants a Chelsea to be in crisis, but it seems fairly clear we're not in crisis. Honestly, we're not in crisis, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. Anybody has every right to think otherwise because we're entitled to our respective opinions. But I think we will come good. And to me, I agree. We just need tweaking in the midfield area, maybe finding the right pairing in the midfield area if we're going to be playing with two sixes. And then just the tweaking, you can say the small details in terms of how well the attackers or how badly they've been. I think that can be sorted out on the training ground. But I get it. I know where you're coming from. To me, this is, you could say, this is one of the most delicious reports out there, or maybe comments out there that I've seen from uh, those with big accounts that their voices matter. Others have just taken every single issue they see on the pitch, they take it and run with it and saying we're in crisis. And I've seen a content creator saying, "Well, we have crisis within crisis." To me, that's disingenuous, really, in my opinion. Chilwell has the best hair flicks in that team right now. At least that's something. He offers something to the team. People keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We have 32 likes. We can do better than that. Let's keep the likes growing. Pochettino has the potential to become highly successful in due course. It would take time. I don't expect it to be perfect right now. And I'm going to say this again. If you've been expecting us to be firing all cylinders immediately, then you're not paying attention to how many changes we've made. In my opinion, coach. I hope Casado is fit. He hopes he'd be fit enough to play the next game. Fans will get to see him play horribly. Wow. Otherwise, they will say injuries have ruined him. But actually, we were always horrible. Okay. I hope he proves you wrong. Big up to you too, Chimera. I hope you're doing well. Simon Phillips has no idea. But he's quoting someone. That's not his quote. His quoting, you can say there's a quote there, although he used a single quote. Yeah, he's quoting Zono Markin. Let's see what else we have here. Chelsea all the way. Kachila, give me first a Chelsea 11. If everyone plays, I will go with the 4-3-3 structure or 4-2-3-1. And I think I have a video out there. Back four, I wouldn't mind Thiago Silva by Chile starting centrally. Left back, I'd go with Ben Chilwell. No, left back, I think will be more effective with actually Ian Matson. Right back, Reece James, 266. If we're going with 4-2-3-1, 2 6s, I'd go with Enzo Fernandez with um either Romeo Lavia or Moises Caicedo. But Fernandez, not as, again, with the independence to be adventurous on the pitch and be whatever he wants to be on the pitch. Because Fernandez, I don't buy the argument that he should start in a more advanced role. Will be more effective for us. The more he sees the pitch, the more effective he'd be for us. Left wing, I still start Modric. Right wing, we need experience. I get it. Raheem Sterling isn't, you can say, one of my favorite players. I still start him. Nadi Madueke still needs more game time to prove that, yeah, he can bring more to the table than Raheem Sterling. And then number 9, in a 4-2-3-1, essentially, who plays the 10 right now if everybody's fit? Nkunku, I've seen him playing that 10 role for us during preseason, and he looked confused in that. He looked lost in that game. So which means Nkunku starts left wing for me because he can play on the flanks. Right wing, Raheem Sterling. 10, I'd play Connie Chukwuemeka there right now because he's shown, of all the people that's playing in that position, he's shown he's capable of fulfilling that role. and then 9 Nicholas Jackson, or Nkunku in the 10th position. So I need to be looking at the structure to give you my starting 11. Right now, I just did something off the top of my head. So that's the chance if I'm looking at the structure while I'm doing this, you see a different 11. But the back four, the rest are short. Ian Maxon on left back, two center backs, yeah, by the Chile and Thiago Silva for me. And then right back, Reece James. Yeah, for let's just leave it at the back four. For the two sixes and the left wing, right wing, 10. I'd have to take my time to, yeah, analyze and say, okay, you know what, this will be the best. This play, a particular player would be the best fit for that particular position. Yeah, Constantine Dante, always nice to see you. Coachella, where is Starling's best suited on the right or on the left? Um, to me, I've seen him play on the left. I've seen him play on the right. But for me, um, on the Graham Potter, he was excellent on the right hand side. His best game on the Graham Potter was on the right. So I'd say, I I don't, I'm not too sure really, but I'll put him. I'll play him on the right. To me, he looks like he'd been to me to me from what I've observed, I think it'd be more effective for us playing on the right. Let's see what else we have here. This says Stalin on the bench. On the bench, yeah. But because we lack experience in that attacking area, I think it's probably the manager will most likely be starting him than the likes of Connie Chukwemeka and Cole Palmer. Yeah, but if you left for me, I wouldn't start him in every game. But if we're playing against teams that would defend deep, I'd rather go with Nani Madueke, who's a better dribbler than Raheem Sterling. But where if we play with teams that will play a high line and there will be space in behind the defensive line of the opposition, I wouldn't mind starting Raheem Sterling. I think he has a place in this team, but has it been consistent enough? I'd say no, but he can. Let's see if he does that. Gallagher should have scored that goal. Kent Poch cannot put that on Poch. He should have scored. Even Raheem Sterling had an opportunity. He should have scored. Um, Gallagher should have scored the one actually that Mudrik crossed to him that he started blaming blaming Mudrik for not putting it on the carpet. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Let's see what else we have here, Coach. If losing to Forest and drawing against Bournemouth and sitting 14th in the table, coming out of the easiest starting fixtures to a campaign isn't a crisis, then what is? Galadog is our captain, bro. Here's the thing. I've said this before. The list of my concerns is the individual that captains the team. Honestly, we have all other issues beyond that. I don't think who captains the team matters or not. And for some reason, if he captains the team when Thiago Silva is on the pitch, then Thiago Silva must have refused to take on that mantle, in my opinion. ChatGPT couldn't find the missing letter in the word of Pharrell. And Jay-Z find it. Maybe we create enough chances to win games only if we have good finishes. I saw a stat on Sky Sports News that says Chelsea create more chances than Man City. It's nothing new, but you will always, again, you and I'm sure you will agree that if we create double that, chances are we score more goals. So the more chances you create, the more likely you are to score goals, in my opinion. But it's not new. I think we know that. So yeah, that's why I agree. It's just the details. Maybe that's something the manager can sort out on the training ground. Let's see what else do we have. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. It's okay to agree with me. You think now it's about finding the back of the net. Yep. Constantine, no. Okay, you're having a conversation there. Let's see what the Bluetooth game has to say here. Coach, I swear you're a politician. You should apply to become a member of the Ghanaian Parliament. I know where you're going with that. Your takes are worse than that fraudulent chairman of the Goalkeepers Union. Wow. Because of that, I don't agree with you. No, here's the thing. Do I think we've been perfect? No. I agree with you. We have an issue. We have issues actually because it's plural. Here's the thing. But the issues, if you didn't expect us to be You can say if you expected the start to the our start to the season to be perfect, then you're not being truthful to yourself. After how many changes? Yeah, that's how I see it. Nkunku might be returning sooner than expected. I think I think Nkunku to be ready will probably December period, in my opinion, because the club will be, you can say, ultra cautious. That's the term they've used before. They wouldn't want to rush in him as soon as rush him back as soon as possible. I think they'd like to be, I think they would like to be uh, not to risk a setback. Why are we neglecting one of our greatest players? I am a Capricorn 90s baby like Hazard, and I have a high intellect and a gut feeling that's okay, most time never wrong. I don't know. I'm not on the beyond the train. Yeah. Modern day fans are so soft and childish. Wow. I swear all of them live in in fairy tale world. Everything should be perfect right away. But when again, we're in a situation where I don't think it will ever be perfect right now. And Kunku doesn't fix this. Fix this. At last, you're saying something that I can agree with you. Nkunku isn't the sole solution to our problem. I think that that brings me back to this: a few tweaks in the midfield area, and the manager addressing, yeah, the lack of players being able to put the ball in the back of the net. I think that will go a long way. Just as we argued before, again, Enzo alone was never going to be the source. Wasn't the sole solution to our problem. And yeah, he came, and it's clear now he isn't the sole solution to our problems. So I agree. Nkunku alone cannot fix this, but he's part of the solution. And it'd be nice to have him back as soon as possible. But at the same time, I'd like us to be ultra cautious, not to risk any sort of setback. I'm not going to go to the extent of arguing. He looks like he's one of those players that gets injured after every, you can say, every other game, for lack of a better term. Let's see. So much pressure. Yep. The fan base are going to apply so much pressure when he returns, and then when he doesn't meet expectations, that they're gonna slate him. I hope that doesn't turn out to be the case. I think Hazard was expecting us to bring him. We don't really have to bring him back, honestly. If you called yourself a Chelsea fan and you love, okay, respect the players that give this club. Okay, I'm not sure it's a big jump. I cannot remember the comment cover yesterday about Beyonzo. Who said that? I think it was Roger. I can't quite remember. Good day to you all. Let's see anything else to address here. Coach, would you sail around the world in your yacht with Gallagher as your captain? I'll wait. Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this again. The comparison, while I understand where you're going, what you're driving at with that, at the same time, I'd let you know, if we bring it back to the fact that we're talking about football and we're talking about Chelsea Football Club, to me, the least of my concerns right now is who captains the team. And yeah, I wouldn't sail around around the world with him. Yeah, as the captain. But I get your point. But if we're talking about football, that's the least of my concerns. Kachila, why do you think Colwell is playing left back? Just because of his passing up, his ball playing up again, his passing range. I think we did talk about that during the match preview show before the Bournemouth game. His passing ability, but I think the manager he shouldn't be doing that. He plays there. Yeah, he can pick up. He's an excellent passer of the ball, but there are other aspects or other, you can say, sort of contributions you expect from a fullback that he's not able to. You can say I haven't seen him do that. No, I don't think he should be playing there. That's an issue. In my opinion, it's to Shoshan Silva. It's time to start phasing him out. I think we should start doing that. As much as I like and rate him highly, we should be prepared to leave, for life without him, honestly. But right now, he's one of our best players and should still be playing. but I don't want it to get to the extent if the reason why what's his name if the reason Levi Colwell is playing in the left back position is because the manager selects him. I don't want that. I'd rather Levi Colwell drop to the bench, and we have three traditional fullbacks. We have Ian Matson, we have Ben Chilwell, and Marco Correa. I'd rather what's his name Ian Matson start there. I don't know. I don't. It's confusing. I mean, I'm not sure how to make good sense of it. But more importantly, I think the reason the manager starts him there, beyond the fact what you're trying to explain there, is his passing range and the application of the structure, not necessarily about his passing range alone. Because you can see him in the midfield and also in more advanced area if once the game starts. Don't forget how good Chelsea were against Liverpool. The potential is there. A series of issues, injuries, too much media focus with Casado, Lavia signing. Players are not machines. They're humans after all. But I still think we'll come good. Gallagher can be okay if he plays in correct system, but I still only rate him as a squad player. Then okay, I keep him, but not to start. Here's the thing: I wouldn't mind keeping him, but I think he's better off playing on the flanks. I wouldn't play him anywhere in the central area on the pitch. To me, he doesn't have what it takes to be as effective as other players we have that can play in that area. What does Gallagher add to this team? Because once all our midfielders are back, who also have the engine to run, what becomes of him? Because of offensively, he doesn't score. If you play Gallagher consistently closer to the final third, he gets you goals, honestly. But here's the thing: I think do I think he has a future in that central area of the midfield? I'd say it's hard to tell. There are players who are well suited for that role than him. Hello to you, to Kim. So, but let's see what the manager does. The coach, Man United probably going to beat Bayern 2-0. Upamenko, 2 own goals. Yeah, he's one shaky player. I don't know why they didn't plan again. They didn't sign a replacement and drop into the bench. Maybe as good as he can be on the ball, he's so prone to errors that I'm not too sure I'd trust him to play for Chelsea, honestly. Bluetooth again, if you're stuck on a small island with Gallagher and God grants you 3 wishes, what would you ask for? Thank you. Good question. Chelsea need a win. New season, some problems. I think we'll get a win. Next, I think we'll beat Aston Villa, in my opinion. Coach entering politics, according to, the Bluetooth games suggestions. Let's see anything else we have here. I want us to give Hazard one last dance. I don't think it happens. If the owners are interested in making it happen, it'd be a done deal by now. But I don't think they're interested. And thank you for 37 likes, people. Not too many views today, but yeah, we'll manage that. We'll understand people are disinterested. Things aren't going the right direction. And some people, don't care to watch Chelsea streams anymore. And the reason why we are struggling is because we lack English experience in the squad, especially in the midfield. Wow, I'm not sure what to make of that comment. And maybe Eugene should be the one to respond to that particular comment in the chat there. And this says, just having a conversation there. It says, Colwell range of passing can only materialize when he plays in the left center back position. I think you did say that before. I think even in the left back position, his passes, you can say, he's done quite well with regards to his passing ability. But there's more. You need more. Again, as a left back, you're required to do more than just be a good passer of the ball. He can see the pitch in a wider context. I agree with you, and I think he will get a chance to play in that position. But let's see what the manager does. Gallagher wouldn't even start for Brighton, let alone the top 6 teams. But he's somehow good enough for Chelsea. Endless misery, and you haven't mentioned, and it's somehow Chelsea's captain. So I want to hear you say that. Let's see. That's easy. Handcuff to handcuff. To a palm tree to change the time. Just go away. I don't like you, man. Just go away. That's disappointing to see. You didn't wish for CFC winning the league You are a bad tapping merchant. Wow. And God of Frogs, always nice to see you, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Yep, coach out. The hate I'm getting today is gonna make me only stronger, but I know you don't hate me, brother. Much love to you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Let's see. Gallagher for captain. Yeah. I don't know. I've always talked about how maybe Thiago Silva didn't want that. Let's see what else we have here. I think AD have sent me two more updates here. Let's see. Let's get that one because we don't have too many stuff lined up here. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the chat, and I'll try my best to address your questions. And I have to let you know now. I don't know everything, and if I don't know, I'll let you know. Let's see, two items now to address. Let's see what we have here. I've opened the other one, and I'm gonna open a second item also that AD did share with me. Um, all right, let's see what else we have here. Eddie, thank you. If you're listening, thanks so much for the updates that you sent to me. They've been very helpful because I wasn't sure what to talk about this morning. The reason why we are struggling is because we lack EPL experience, especially in the midfield. Nope. Right now, we don't. We have Romeo Lavia. We have Moises Caicedo. I don't think we lack experience. Even Conor Gallagher, who's been playing there too. So I don't think we lack experience there. Chelsea will sign with let me be specific. I don't think we lack Premier League experience. Chelsea will sign Upamecano for 150 million. I don't think we will. To me, he's an awful defender. Just to be respectful, I think he's so too error prone for my liking, in my opinion. Let's see. Are we finally going to talk the truth on the owners? I don't know what you're calling the truth on the owners. I think of them differently, and I know quite well the way you see the owners. It's at the minerals level. So you you see the owners from again your yardstick the way again. I don't know how to phrase it to come across effectively, but let me just say you see the owners at the minerals level. Yeah, to me, I've moved on. I've moved past their mistakes. I think they will come good. They've spent with intent, which shows, yeah, they really want us to do well. They've made mistakes, and I'm not going to dwell on the mistakes they've made. I think we'll do well. And Mitchell Boy back again. Mitchell, when you get a chance, do share the link to your channel so people can check it out. Coach, Beautiful has become a politician. Yes, exactly. He's the one that has become a politician, and he's tried to drag me into it, but it's not going to work anyway. Yes, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. When Chukwemeka and Gallagher is playing alongside Enzo, you can see the major difference. I think that was they did well actually together. What game was that? And I can't quite recall. And I think Enzo seemed to have a good chemistry with Chukwemeka. Whenever Chukwemeka is playing and Enzo is on the pitch, and if they're close to each other, they usually do well. I'm not mentioning that one. Just go away. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Coach, I am talking about our current starting 11. I do know that. Owners out, coach in. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes. Tony Tiger says, big up to you too, Tony Tiger. I appreciate you finding the time to join. As always, only a few people have more than 4 years experience in EPL. At least they do have EPL experience at all. Yeah, coach, I hate Upamecano, aka Upa Maguire. I think I like that nickname there. But Chelsea are I'm not saying the end part of your sentence. No, coach out. Coach first signing would be to re-sign Koulibaly because of how much I like him. I think that's a discussion for another day. I do like him. Fortunately, it didn't work out for him at Chelsea, and he moved on. Probably making you can say 3 times as much as yeah, he was making at Chelsea Football Club. So I'm happy for him. I'm not gonna complain too much, but I get you. You're all here to attack me today. Okay. I think now I should be able to connect why God of Frogs mentioned Mitch McConnell in the chat. Let's see, coach. We might as well have kept Koulibaly instead of getting Decisive. Yeah, Believe me, I think we won't be. You can say we don't have too much of a problem in the absence of Thiago Silva, because Koulibaly essentially, when that mantle of leadership falls on him, he leads well and he plays better. But you don't want to get me start. You don't want to get me to start talking about Koulibaly. A lot of people in the chat, they're not gonna like it, and you've seen what the Bluetooth game said already. Let's see. Honestly, I think Koulibaly would do good for us under Pochettino. Yep. I get it. You can say he struggled at times, but he did more good for us, especially in the Champions League, in my opinion. But I'm not gonna go back to talking about him. We'll let him go prematurely, and probably because I just don't understand why we had to let him go. I'm not gonna get into that right now. What We had a small sample size of Koulibaly playing under a good manager. Yeah, and the fans called for his head, but I don't think the club let him go because of the complaints from the fans. I think there were other reasons, and do I know what those reasons are? No, I don't. I have to be honest. But even Koulibaly, no, I think he's a fine player. Was he perfect when he played for us? No, he had some shaky moments, and even though the World Cup didn't help. But we didn't judge some. A lot of people didn't judge him objectively, but I'm not going to get to that in a bit. I'm not going to get to that right now, honestly. Coach would definitely get back Hazard if he was the manager. I'm not sure what to get whether I would if I was the manager. No, I'm not gonna say I would if I was the manager. Yeah, somebody mentioned him. So Mitchell boy, you have a new name, and that's what I'm going to be calling you from now on. So if you have any question, put it in the chat so that everybody else in the chat will try to help me answer that particular question. And this says, are people writing off this? I see. I think he's a good player. I'm not writing him off. But here's the thing. I like to look at things objectively. I don't just jump to conclusions and start saying things are what they aren't really. In his case, he joined us late, wasn't part of the preseason. The games he's played so far, in my opinion, are his preseason. So he needs. I think he's a good player. Um, but let's see what happens. Again, the Premier League it's a different league from the French league, but he's a good player. Let's see how well he does overall. Mitch Boy McConnell. Okay. Coach Pa shows who Pashos would have been good. Who I don't know who that is. Would have improved with a Silva as a mentor. You know a lot of player, but I think Constantine Dante has revoked your scouting license, didn't he? When you because you told him you like Gallagher, so he revoked your scouting license. Let's see anything else here to address. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Coach the Sassi is a good. He's good at tiki taka, but his timing on tackles is horrible. I'm guessing this statement on the screen right now is driven by that tackle that led to uh, the foul he committed. Just a little bit, you can say, just outside the box. I think that was intentional. That was intentional. He had to do it. That's actually experience. He had to do it, and he probably knew before time that if he mistimes it, they will get the free kick. But he knew it was outside the line, and had they not done that, the guy would have had to go at you could say would have had to go at our post and probably had the chance to score. So I wouldn't judge him because of that one tackle. Uh, I think it was good reasoning from him, honestly, because nobody was in front of that guy to stop him. I'll watch it again but I think I can quite remember. I can quite recall I can recall vividly what happened there. He had to do that, otherwise, yeah, the guy will have a go. Will have a go at our post and probably had the chance to score. So I am happy he did that. It's a technical for me. You can say it was a technical foul. We just need someone who can cross the ball into the box. Someone in the box to put the ball in the back of the net, and and some big locks are on again on the dressing room door. Here's the thing. What's his name? Gusto can, it's actually, you can say he can actually put in some good crosses, but he struggled. If they've paid attention, since he's coming for Reece James, he's created two good. He's again. I think he has two assists right now, all both from crosses. But I think, yeah, but he hasn't been consistent. I think if you knew him before he joined us, you'd know that, yeah, he can put in good crosses in the box. But for some reason, the entire team is struggling, not just him, honestly. But I think he will come. That's a good player in him. And so nice to see you, Steve. Always nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join here. And Raphael is saying, no, coach. I had watched them. He just joined Chelsea, and I knew his timing is terrible. And his 1v1 was horrible. 1v1 and timing is the main criteria for me personally. Here's something that I'll tell you that trumps those two things you mentioned: football and intelligence, your ability to read the game and read the game very well, which is, you could say, for instance, Thiago Silva is a prime example of why the most important thing I look in a player is their ability, is their football and intelligence, your ability to read the game. Thiago Silva's ability to read the game is the reason why he's still playing even at 50. Why do I say that? He's able to read the game. I get it. His experience comes into play. He's so experienced that there's hardly any type of player that you could say you'd pay against him that he hasn't played against before. But more importantly, his ability to read the game means that no matter how quick you are, or let me say his football and intelligence simply means no matter how quick you are, you will not get a chance to race against him, let alone outrun him, because he'd be at the right place at the right time to stop you from doing any sort of damage to his team, if that makes sense. To me, intelligence trumps the 1v1 thing you're mentioning. It's also important, but the most important thing for me, the most important thing I look for in a player is that player's football and intelligence and ability to read the game. Because whether you're a defender, a midfielder, an attacker, if you read the game so well, then the rest, you can group the rest of the attributes as secondary. Honestly, in my opinion, but that's just me. But a good one there. I think the Sassi needs some rest. Then watch how he play. Beyond the rest, I think he needs to play more. Honestly, I don't think he needs a rest right now. If anything, he needs to play more to get going, because he missed the preseason, the entire preseason actually. For example, Alexander-Arnold is good at tiki taka, but I don't like you don't like him because of his 1v1 and timing on tackles. He's not a good defender overall, but he's an intelligent player. Can Walmart Cinderella um, play as play as a striker? Because I think Jackson need a competitor. I think we have one in Broya, because what the manager would do, and I think the manager also will understand the importance of Jackson having somebody to push him. So probably if Broya recovers fully, I think the manager will give Broya a chance. That's just what I think. Do I think he'll do that? I don't know. But the ideal thing to do would be to give Broya a chance. And if Broya does well, then Jackson will look himself in the mirror and seek for ways to improve as a player or as a striker, in my opinion. Like the video, guys, we are at 45 likes. Let's get it to 50 likes at least. That will go a long way. Coach is offside. He was calling you Mitch MC Cornell as you were called a politician. Good drop of the shoulder notes. I spotted it on VAR. Yeah, always nice to have somebody looking at the VAR to make correct decisions for us there. But yeah, that name is more suitable for you than me. That's how I see it. But big up, Mitchie, once more. Do we did we make a mistake in signing Callum Hudson-Odoi? Don't even get me started. I'm not going to talk about that. I was one of those that was saying the owners probably will not keep him. If they want to keep him, they will ask him to take a pay cut. Do I think he'd be willing to do that? If you ask me, if they give him the option to take a pay cut and remain at Chelsea, I think he would have done that. But more importantly, overall, I didn't think they ever thought about keeping him. And I would have rather him staying than Gallagher, in my opinion, because he's not. It's not like he's 25. I think he's still 23. But the problem is that he emerged onto the scenes very early again in his career. That a lot of people expect him to be Ronaldo or maybe Lionel Messi right now. So I wouldn't say we made a mistake. Good luck to him. I want him to do well, and I still think he'd do well. All he needs is just a manager to trust him and remind him, yeah, you're that same player that Bayern wanted to pay 70 million pounds for, and you still have it in you, and he'd be firing on all cylinders. But let's move on from that. If you have any questions, drop it in the chat. I'll try to address it, and if I need help, I will call for help. If football was a perfect game, no one will win or lose. I repeat, football isn't some computer game. It's a game you cannot script. It's a game that you don't win on paper. Yep. So I agree with you. I love this coming from you. People should get a grip. Rafael says yes, coach. Intelligence. More importantly, 1v1 timing or tackles. That's what I am basically saying, coach. The C has none of that. He's only good at tiki taka. That may well be the case, but we still have time enough to find out whether he'd be good for us. That show goal last night was superb. What the first goal? Yeah, on his debut actually. For Nottingham Forest, it was delicious, honestly. But coach, you have to be intelligent to be good at 1v1 and have good timing. I think it makes sense, and thank you for correcting me there. The C is fine. You cannot win every tackle, but that particular tackle that I talked about, I think I give him credit for doing that. It was a technical foul, in my opinion. Poch are still yet to have fully fit squad. I won't blame him either. Only criticize for playing certain players out of position. That's a good argument too. I think you have a good friend in Constantine Dante who I think argues the same. Sometimes better bring the players down than play on. Yeah, yeah. I cannot. I can't even believe it. You are agreeing with me. Wow, that is shocking. Constantine Dante is agreeing with me. I just cannot believe that is happening. This C is an upgrade from Chalova. Um, do I think the same? No, honestly, I don't think the same. I think Chalova is more mobile. If anything, maybe every lead the Sassi is better, and in terms of his ball playing ability, I think is better. But Chalova, I would take Chalova honestly, and I'm glad he's staying. Angela looked very good as well. Maybe we have released the wrong player. Here's the thing: we're humans, and I wanted him to stay. He brings something different, and I did talk about his what's the term for it? Should I say interplays? But he's not such a player that's into give and go. He gives you the ball, then he anticipates, he reads the position of the opposition, and and before the ball gets to you, he makes a decisive run to where there's space for him to exploit. And if you play with him for a while, that is something that can help us break down low blocks. That give and go approach from Angelo Gabriel. I wanted him to stay. I really did want him to stay. For some reason, the manager think, even though we don't have too many wingers, the manager let him go. And you can see also he's a good passer of the ball. Make a run. And I watched the highlights of his last game for Strasbourg. The sort of passes that he orchestrated during preseason when he got it, I think he created an excellent chance for Raheem Sterling that he fluffed it. And he also, I think he had an assist during preseason also. He sees the game. He has a good vision. I get it. Some people think he's one-sided. I don't think he is. He's just, some people say he's too one-sided, just as what's his name, Rafinha. But I think he has more to his game than Rafinha actually. Maybe the mistake of letting him go out on loan to Strasbourg is something that needs to happen so that the manager can see the games he's played for Strasbourg and realize, yeah, we need to bring him back. I didn't like that we let him go. I wanted him to stay, honestly, because he's an excellent player. That give and go approach, I love it so much. We don't have any other player in the team that does it that much that does it consistently, just as Angelo Gabriel does it, and he has good vision too. So, but I don't like look. I'm not the sort of person that likes to look back and then start blame, regretting what could have been. Yeah, in what is. He's a strong defender. We didn't have. Yep. Physicality. Bobby will be very proud of him. He's good aerially too. Let's see what else we have here. Cho was on the last year of his contract. Yeah. So it was a risk to push him to stay. And let's not pretend that most of our fan base wanted him. Oh, they wanted him out. They Our fan base wanted him gone. Even on that Thomas Tuchel, when he was starting to get game time and was doing well enough, they pushed for him to leave. And you could say that's most likely probably one of the reasons why he left, because the fan base were. I remember one goal, I think one miss against Manchester United. They started slating him all season. Even when he does well, they don't accept he's doing well. They just wanted him gone. They wanted to just go out and pay. You could sell 100 million for a player. That's what they like. And I think that's one player we let go that we're going to regret, unfortunately, him. But in this case, we had no option to sell him, because, like you, God of Frogs mentions there on the screen. Yeah, he was on the last year of his contract, and it would have been a risk to keep him. He probably would just run down his contract and leave as a free agent. And Glenn 10, I appreciate you finding the time to join this morning. Constantine Dante was asking after you, and I'm happy to see you here, brother. I hope you're dealing with your situation well. I'll keep praying for you. He says, I'll big up coach and chat. Just got home from my apartment. I hope it all went well. Nice to see you, brother. Who RD is definitely better than Modric. Who you calling RD? I'm not sure who you calling RD. Glenn, miss you. Yep, we miss you, especially Constantine Dante, miss you too. Coach, your chat has a good mix of raw youth talent and experienced ballers. Yeah, you could say that, and I'd prefer you saying our chat. Let's say big up, Glenn. Nice to see you. What did we get for Cho? About no, £3 million, and we had no option. Yep, done that. Otherwise, yeah, he he would have left us again. It would have been a risk. So yeah, we had to just take it and let him go. Do you think Poch will start Mudrik next game or play Chile? I think somebody in the chat did mention how Poch somewhat threw what's his name, threw Mudrik under the bus. I don't know whether I should believe that, because I haven't watched a Pochettino's post game presser. I have to do that before to say clearly. Yeah, I think that's the case. He did well. He didn't do bad, actually. Again, that wasn't a bad performance from him. And had it not been for the yellow, I think he would have done even better. Because probably most likely after the yellow, he had to slow down a bit to avoid getting the second yellow. He created a chance for a good chance for what's his name, Conor Gallagher, the one that I've talked about already. Conor telling him that he should have again passed it on the carpet rather than, but he couldn't. I think the ball was bounced off the ground, and he couldn't control how to deliver the across, whether on the carpet or in the air. But to me, I'm not too sure what the manager does. Chances are he starts Chilwell there again. Chances are maybe Raheem Sterling plays there, and someone else will play on the right hand side. He doesn't, because Sterling can play there. So, but I'm not too sure what the manager would do, but we'll find out. But I think he should give him a chance. Coach, it's called wisdom. Yeah, I think I agree with you. Odoi was a real 1v1 demon. He just lacked a finishing, and didn't miss that many, actually. If you paid attention to him, he didn't miss that many, in my opinion. He's a player I like so much, and I want him to do well. And we just have to move on. Maybe that opportunity for a fresh start is something you can say uh, that he needs to do to get the opportunity to do that. So good luck to him. The Sassi over Chaloba for me, and I like a Chaloba. Okay, for me, I take Chaloba over the Sassi. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We should call back Santos in January. I think we're packed in that area. Honestly, I'm not too concerned about Santos not being here. Yeah, Kachila, what do you think the reaction of the Strasbourg faithful will be if Angela performs incredible well, then Chelsea recalls him? Then they will hate that multi-club model. They will hate the fact that yeah, they're part of Chelsea. They will hate the fact that he was on loan there in the first place. Yeah, and he was kissing the badge in the highlights that I saw. Correct me if I'm wrong. So he's they're getting used to somebody that will most likely not be there for long. And if he does exceptionally well this particular season, chances are that he comes back to Chelsea in not that's again. Hopefully, it doesn't get to that. We may well again. That's I hope it doesn't get to the to you can say we don't experience certain situation or certain issues that would decide to go call him back in January. I don't think that would be okay. And let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Yeah, they're not gonna like it in my opinion. It wasn't me. Yeah, Shaggy said that. Let's see anything else here to address. And Chimera here saying good things. Good thing is Angela will be back next season and ball out. Same for Casaday. Casaday, it's a difficult one. For what position? Let's try and be specific there. If you're saying Casade to come back and ball out for us, Angelo, yeah, because we're lacking numbers in terms of wingers. We don't have too many wingers right now. But if you're talking about the midfield area, where does Casade fit in right now? I want to hear you elaborate a bit. So to me, I'm not quite sure where he fits. Honestly, where he fits into this team, and that makes it difficult for him to come back next season, as you mentioned there. I'm not too sure what to make of that. Coach said we have been a patchy your that your appearance lately have been patchy. But that was you. I didn't say Glenn. That was you. So don't try to pit me against Glenn right there. Hudson is definitely better than Mudrik. Wow, some argument right there. He may well be, but I don't know. I'll wait until he proves that's the case. Like he's so always on time. Just go away. Sell this club and these players. Sell them all. Get rid of this nightmare. No, I'm not with you on that one, Panda. I stay with my club, honestly. This is CEO of a Chalaba for me. Okay. For me, I am benching disaster for Trevor Chalaba. Honestly, that's how I feel. Let's see what else we have here. Got to add Ye's Cho wages is saved. Yeah, you can say his wages are also an issue. And I did mention the club probably may have considered keeping him. That is if he was willing to take a pay cut, but we don't know. Was keeping Cho a risk? If we sold for 3 million, it's a risk, yeah. And it happened at a time when you can say we're scraping for money. We need money to balance the books and not get into trouble with the FFP. So we looking for again whatever opportunity we get to bring in more cash to balance the books. So yeah, yeah. So him staying would have been a risk. He would have left us for free. If he left for nothing next season after maybe giving up to 6 or 8 goals for 3 million, I don't think the owners will be willing to do such. I understand Tuchel made Chalobah look did he? No. If anything, he gave him the opportunity. He gave him, you can say, his first real opportunity at Chelsea. And had it not been for injuries, he would have played more under Thomas Tuchel. Honestly, the person you could say that did him dirty for me is Graham Potter, because he was one of our best defenders before the World Cup. Then after the World Cup, why he dropped him to the bench, I don't know. So I don't think Tuchel made Chalobah look bad. If anything, he gave him his first real opportunity at Chelsea. I noticed Gallagher's expression towards Mudryk when he got that pass, not on carpet. A hint of body language showing superiority. Was it the armband? Even at that, you're making. Here's the thing. I like this thing. The fact that you're bringing this up. That is not the sort of behavior you want to see from your captain. No, he shouldn't be doing that. And that's I must say, this is the least, you can say, the best delicious comment of the day. That wasn't okay. What you do in such situation, he made an effort, he tried, at least he crossed the ball for you and it got to you. You flop. Let's say, yeah, it wasn't on the carpet, and you would have been better again. You can say you would have had the better opportunity to put the chance away had the ball been on the carpet. But you don't go at your teammate like that. You applaud the effort, and that will give the player the confidence to do better next time. If anything, what Gallagher, the body language and the way he spoke to Mudryk, even though we didn't know what was said, but the gesture he made, I don't think that will make Mudryk happy. And you could see how Mudryk reacted. He didn't even apologize, saying sorry, calm down, sorry about that. But because yeah, Gallagher, what he did, I didn't like that. A captain shouldn't be doing that. That's not the sort of behavior the way you want your captain to be behaving. No, it can be, it's not helpful, honestly. Applaud the effort, and then Mudryk will do better next time. But if you do that, you're practically letting them know he's crap. So I appreciate you putting in there. That you can say for that contribution there. A hint of body language is showing superiority. Was it the armband? Possibly, and but at the same time, that's not the set of behavior you want to see from your captain. I don't think he dares such a reaction to other players. Yep, probably feels like he's better than Mudryk, or maybe he's again a senior player. But to me, that is absolute nonsense. He shouldn't be doing that. But that shows your experience, that you paid attention, and I didn't like that. Everything these owners do is questionable. You're bringing your minerals level right now. Let's see. And Glenn here saying, we get a good manager, the players drop injured. We get good players. The manager isn't up to par. This has been ongoing on and off for years now. Just one normal season is all I ask. It's been everywhere, but I think we'll come good this season. I think we'll be fine. I haven't seen anything to make me, you can say, join the bandwagon of those saying that we're in crisis. And even one content creator saying we have a crisis within a crisis. To me, it's absolute nonsense. Honestly, we're not in crisis. It's just a few things here and there to tweak. I think would be good. And if we're being truthful to ourselves, had we been clinical enough in front of goal, the story would be different right now, honestly. And I'm sure, what's that game we won? Was it 3-1 or was it 3-0? The only game, one of the games we've won this season. I remember Nini, to be specific, going, ha ha ha, botch ball. We've won this one, we've won that one. Yeah, I knew we still had issues, but at least we're making progress, in my opinion. So here's the thing. My point is, we will get there. I didn't expect anything different. I didn't expect our start to the 23-24 season to be any different. If anything, I am actually surprised at the progress we've made so far, honestly. But yeah, we move on from that one. But thank you for that contribution there in the chat. What else do we have here? Would the Sassi play for any of the top six? I would have preferred Koulibaly in the side. Don't get me started because I love Koulibaly that much. Buy high, sell low fee. Let's see, agreed. What else do we have? We keep dropping likes on the stream, people. Manchester United wanted to see 100%. That's the truth. I think he's a good player. So the comparison doesn't help, honestly. I like Chalobah, and I'll take him over the Sassi just because of his experience in the Premier League already. People are moving too wide. Like you didn't watch Cho play for Leverkusen. And how many games did he play, really? Our goal against Liverpool, West Ham, Nottingham Forest, all were the Sassi's faults. Okay, he's good, but just needs to sit on the bench and watch how we play. Sitting on the bench will not help because he missed the preseason, so he needs to be playing. Otherwise, if you sit him on the bench just because you think you believe he's not ready for the Premier League, it will not help. His situation will get worse. Honestly. 49 likes, one more to get it to 50 likes. Let's make it happen. I get it. It's a slow day, but we can actually do better than 49 likes. Kasade will be a super sub. You mean super sub? Not all of them must start Kuchila, but if the younger, again, if it's that young, I don't think it would be helpful to bring him back only for him to sit on the bench. It will be detrimental to his development, if you get my opinion. And Callum Hudson-Odoi being on 150k a week was always a problem. That's the truth. We definitely need to fix some of the wages that some of these players are on. Malangsa is another one on big wages for no good reason, and he's still a Chelsea player. I agree that Potter should not have thrown him straight into the folds. But here's the thing: we had injury issues. Chalobah already was injured before our first game and subsequent games, and he's still out, actually not ready. So that creates a problem. But we could have actually done without him starting. Um, but so I agree with you. But he's better than Chalo in your opinion. Okay. Pochettino had no choice but to play Disasi, and especially down to the structure. Because had we gone with the four at the back structure, we just need two centre backs. Maybe then we have Levi Colwell and Thiago Silva start centrally, in my opinion. Gallagher showing signs of a true captain stepped up, but I don't want my captain to go at his teammates the way he did the way he did against Modric, especially to a player that's we all know is struggling with confidence. Of course, he had a choice, but decided to change formation. Yep, that led to the need for him to play. To the need for him to play with what's his name? To the need for him to play with the Sassi as in the right centre back position. What happens should Modric fail to click? I think the chances signs that he's clicking. He just needs to play more. As for Nani, loan exchange him with Angelo in January. It's either he's injured or playing a childish football. To me, I think he differs from Angelo. Angelo isn't Nani and Nani isn't Angelo. So we actually need them both. And we need numbers if we're talking about wingers, in my opinion. Mudryk just needs to continue playing. He won't get consistency playing here and there. Yep, I've said that 1,000 times, and I think he just needs to play. The beats I've seen of Frogs, Galadog is really improving. Oh, yeah, no argument about that. But I'm just arguing that the way, again, he had to go at Mudryk. I don't think he should do that. Even if you're asking for him to play it on the carpet, not put the cross on the carpet, not in the manner he did. He could have said, just had have a conversation with him, just putting with him. I would have preferred the ball on the carpet than in the air. And yeah, but it's happened. That's just my opinion. Let's see anything else to address here. Gallagher has still been getting some sticks this season. I'm not. To me, I'm not giving him sticks. I think he's improved. But the question is, will he still have a place in that central area by the time all the midfielders will have are fully fit? I don't know. The manager will find out. Even though he's been one of our most consistent players, I guess you could argue that Gallagher was complaining like he was perfect. Finish. Perfect finisher who would score the goal. Here's the thing, I just didn't like the way he went. Again, he had to go at Mudryk, in my opinion. I think we should be rounding out soon, people. But I have to have Bobby come in with. Again, he joined for a reason. I'm quite sure. I have to have him come in and talk about whatever he wants to talk about, so that we can call it a day. I should be helping my boy get ready for school and take him to school too. But Bobby, welcome to the panel. I appreciate you finding the time to join. I hope you're doing well. Where do you want to come in? Because I don't have any questions for you right now. If you're there, you go ahead.
No, coach, I only joined because I was able to now. So I've not really heard much of the program,
Mm.
unfortunately.
But I hope
Yeah,
you're
I
getting
mean,
better,
all
more
I'm hearing.
importantly.
Sorry?
I hope you're getting better, more importantly.
Yes, I am. It's slowly but surely.
Mm.
I couldn't connect earlier. But yeah, I agree about Gallagher. I don't know, players will have falling out. I'd rather see players show anger at each other for any sign of underperformance
Mhm.
than apathy. So I've got no big issue with that. They always try and find fault with Gallagher, but I think he is proving so far this season to be one of our better players, dare I even say it. This is a work in progress. It's an evolution, and it's
Mhm.
going to go through these sort of periods. Yet again, not helped by that long injury list that simply must be addressed. It's killing the team, as I keep saying. Are you there, Coach? Coach. I don't know if you're missing, I'm missing.
Bobby, were you waiting for me? Okay, let's see. Siaka Moshi, South Africa says, greetings from South Africa. I know I am a Chelsea fan, but I can tell that Chelsea will fight not to go to relegation this season. Wow. If I was at church, I'd say Chelsea needs a rival or revival in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay. Let's see. Lavia is better than Gallagher. Just 1 second, guys. All right, let's see. I have to run, guys. Gallagher will hold a bench when all those players are available. He may still have a place in the team. I do not know, but it's up to the manager to decide. I'm not the manager here. Let's say smash the like button, people. We've gotten across 50 likes, 51 likes in total. That's not easy. It was a slow day. I am gonna buy some Stone Island and become Jelly 2.0 for Gallagher. You go ahead, coach. Giving Gallagher the armband. It's like you giving your young son a full control of the Chelsea Perspective channel, although he do a much better job and have a better takes. But you get my point. I totally get your point. But yeah, I cannot wait for him to come into the midfield. Let's see. The team needs to stick together and support each other. Something leaked in that moment. Yeah, you could say that. That shows again how he sees the other player. Let's see anything else here. Gallagher performances do not warrant such a reaction, and Mudrik could also give back that. It could tap in from 1 yard, but yeah, it could have become an argument, which I don't think. Like I said again, there are other. You applaud the effort, and the player would do better next time. Gallagher knows voodoo had the doll of all his managers. That's why he plays. Wow. Let's see. I stopped taking Nini serious after I saw him talk down on Roman. Forgetting Roman gave him a life to earn money as a content creator, and that's applicable to everyone who depends on only content. On only content as a job. And here's the thing. I think he apologized after. I think I remember, but I can't quite remember what happened then. Let's see, people. Unfortunately, we'll have to call it a day right now. I have to run. Again, the good thing is I will be streaming every day now. My in-laws are back, and I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. Bobby, thank you so much for joining. Lateness is greatness, and I appreciate you. Even if I get 5 minutes from you, I always do appreciate you. And more importantly, you're still recovering, so it takes a lot for you to gather the energy and join the show. So I cannot thank you enough. I want to say thank you to Tony Tiger, Chelsea all the way, and Constantine Dante. Always nice to see you, Mitchell Boy. Please go check out Mitchell Boy's YouTube channel. To be honest, the coach thought he could pass the mic to you and make a cup of tea. But I understand. And JC, much love to you. JC had 2 delicious comments today, so you're the winner. And yep, Garden Frogs, much love to you. I don't know how to shout you out, but I'll figure it out. And Steve Chelsea, much love to you, my brother. Anybody else? And the blue beautiful game. Where is he? I can't find his comment there. But if you're listening, much love to you. I appreciate you all. And Constantine Dante, I said hello to you. There you go. The beautiful game. Much love to you. And that brother from South Africa, I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. See you guys next time. God bless us all and bye.